Pylons are items that you can use to fast travel around the map. They've been in the game for a while, but they were recently changed to allow fast travel during boss fights and invasions. And if you take that at face value, hey, nice change for multiplayer, quality of life, whatever. But what if we go out of our way to break them? Just how much can we do by abusing them? Because teleportation is a pretty busted ability. To use a pylon, you need to open your map when you're near one, then click on a pylon to teleport to it. The range on that is massive, 60 tiles. As long as there are 2 or more NPCs living within a pretty large range around it, you can do that whenever you want. So with maybe half a second to 1 second delay, we can teleport anywhere on the map if we've got a pylon there. If you do that during most boss fights, the boss will immediately despawn. All of these bosses disappear once the player gets far away. But if we stay close, we can use them. As long as you're within 60 tiles, which can literally be off screen, you can click on a pylon on your minimap or map overlay to teleport to it, and you can do this when you're paused, either fully paused or using auto pause. You can fast travel when paused mid-boss fight and use that to dodge attacks. Is a death ray coming in? Pause the game, click on your pylon, and you're good. You could set up 2 or 3 pylons in an area where biomes overlap or make artificial biomes and literally just keep clicking on them with auto pause when you're about to get hit. With quick reflexes, you can do it when you're unpaused too. Sure, if the nearby NPCs die, you can't do this anymore, but they don't even need to be on screen to use the pylons. The range is huge. And this is all available at the start of the game before any bosses. And if you start doing it, but things don't go well and you're gonna die, you just need a second pylon visible on the minimap to teleport to. Or you can open the full map and teleport across the world and despawn the boss. You just can't do that when you're paused. If a random spawn is about to happen, you can open your map and teleport to the other side of the world to avoid it. There's a reason that most games don't let you fast travel during combat, and why pylons originally didn't let you do that. And those are the bosses that despawn. Let's say we're fighting one of these bosses. I can click on a different pylon, heal up a bit, and then just come back. These bosses despawn after spending 12.5 seconds off screen, while these ones don't despawn at all. As long as you're quick, even without autopause, you can take a break in the middle of these fights, put the nurse nearby, heal up, and you're fine. Hell, it even works as a dodging strategy. You had to stay within 60 tiles to do the minimap teleport, but here, you could teleport back to spawn and then just come back. You can turn all these bosses into deer clops. Is Spasmatism's chain dash cornering you and making the fight difficult? Teleport away, wait a few seconds, and then teleport back. If Plantera starts to corner you, pylons let you escape and then keep fighting her as if nothing happened. If you set up a pylon near a Queen Bee arena, there is genuinely zero danger the entire fight. You can bounce between pylons for as long as you want. She'll never despawn. Keep your NPCs a little bit of a distance away and she can't do anything to you. The Destroyer is a little more likely to kill your NPCs, but if you keep them far away from the pylon, they'll usually survive, especially if they're above it. That's about all I've found in terms of breaking pylons, but that's quite a lot. Not all of this stuff is new. You could do similar stuff with teleporters, conches, or the Rod of Discord for some of these bosses, but all of that took a lot more effort and setup. Teleporters came later in the game and required dragging wire across the world. You had to stand in a very specific spot to use them instead of anywhere in a 60-tile radius, and you couldn't use them while you were paused. The conch is a lot clunkier and required moving your spawn point. All of those are things you have to go out of your way for too. Pylons just cost like 10 gold. You could quit the game with autopause, but that would despawn the boss, so it was only really helpful in hardcore. This is a very stupid and slow way to play the game, but you can cheese almost every boss by just using autopause and bouncing between pylons. They're ridiculous. Even without autopause, you can use them as a weird hybrid between teleporters and the Rod of Discord, both of which are unbelievably busted because Terraria's enemies do not handle teleporting well. With the map overlay, you just click on screen to teleport. If you really squint your eyes, that's basically a Rod of Discord, and they're deliciously cheesy for bosses that don't despawn when you get far away. The role of pylons has gradually changed over time. Originally, they were a way to fast travel around the world, but weren't that easy to get. Happiness was a lot tougher in its original incarnation. They gradually got easier and easier to buy, to the point that now NPCs will always sell them regardless of happiness, and went from being fast travel outside of bosses and invasions to being available all the time. They keep getting buffed more and more every update, and they were already incredible. What's next? Letting you use them without nearby NPCs? Oh, and you can do all of this during invasions too. Lets you escape them at will. If you go underground, they stop showing up entirely. You could have a safe box with a pylon inside it and click to go in there anytime something dangerous shows up, or make one outside of the invasion's range. If you want to fight a Martian saucer or goblin warlock, having a line of blocks where other enemies can't shoot you helps a lot, and you can use pylons to get to one quickly. You can't do as much cheesy stuff during invasions, but pylons can still be quite helpful. They also remove a lot of the pressure from invasions. Previously, not being able to fast travel made it really difficult to access most of the world and NPCs during invasions. Now, if an NPC dies, you might have some trouble, but you're much less restricted. Before 1.4.5, the only exception to pylons being disabled was the pillar event, and that's because of the fundamental design of that invasion. Every other boss or invasion will come to you, the pillars require you to go to them, and disabling the fast travel network made it very annoying to get around and do that. Plus, they don't add any pressure to the world, their effects are fully restricted to a limited range around them, and the player needs to access NPCs and prepare for the Moonlord during the invasion, which made it feel pretty silly to have your pylons be unusable. There is some merit to letting pylons be usable during invasions and bosses, mostly around multiplayer. It was a bit annoying if someone on the other side of the world was fighting a boss and you couldn't fast travel because of that, or God forbid somebody spawns Queen Bee and nobody can do anything for the next 15 minutes. It also made Deerclops pretty frustrating because she won't despawn for like a full in-game day. It was also pretty annoying to not be able to fast travel during the build-up period of an invasion, after the spawning message, but before they actually got there. Something like pylons are only unusable within 500 tiles of a boss, and when invasions are actively spawning enemies, would solve most of these problems without introducing all of the broken teleporting mid-fight that's currently possible. It'd still cheese the Destroyer and Queen Bee, but you could already do that pretty easily with Conscious in a bed. At the end of the day, it's not that broken of a strategy for most playthroughs. You need to do some setup, NPCs dying can mess with it, and unless you have multiple pylons in a small area, it's hard to really take advantage of it for hard mode bosses. The whole death ray dodging thing on the Moonlord is not plausible in practice. But the back and forth setups like this are really effective, especially on Plantera and the Twins. It's a pretty entertaining way to kill bosses. I had a lot of fun with it. No idea if it'll get patched, but you've got at least until the next update to play around with it.